Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
This is Night Cam reporter Tim Pamplin. A collision between two cars sends this vet careening into the front of this Comerica bank. We'll have the update on the 60-year-old driver coming up on the Night Cam.
Okay, Tim, not a pleasant start to the work week with freeze warnings and frost advisories in effect overnight and into tomorrow morning.
We begin with Michigan hitting the first of Governor Whitmer's vaccine milestones, with the state now surpassing a 55% vaccination rate. Glad to have you with us tonight at 11. That means a return to work is just 2 weeks away for those who wish to do so.
The state will begin lifting in-person work restrictions May 24th. This is the first benchmark in what the governor calls My Vac to Normal. But don't expect your old office to look the same, and be prepared for various new workplace rules as well. Mara McDonald is live downtown. And Mara, we got here a little bit faster than expected because the state changed up the math.
Exactly, Kimberly. The state changed up the data sources that it's using. Instead of just using state numbers, they're using state numbers along with CDC numbers, and that boosted us up by a little over 227,000 vaccinations, and that's why we hit this 55% mark. Let me show you.
So 2 weeks from now, we can take the first step on our path to get back to normal.
Per the guidelines set by the state, once we hit the 55% threshold, which we did today, we will wait another 2 weeks, and assuming the cases stay below 250 per million.
On May 24th, all workplaces will be allowed to return for in-person work.
The governor putting out this Twitter video tonight. Nobody from the administration was available this evening for an interview. And while you may get back into your office in 2 weeks, it's not entirely clear what the state will mandate. If the current guidance remains in place, it will mean mask wearing and social distancing.
We know that it's going to be different. We know that not everybody's going to come back straight away, but this is the start.
The next threshold to hit is 60% vaccinated. That will lift the curfew on restaurants and bars, increase the capacity at gyms to 50%, and increase indoor capacity at sports stadiums, conference centers, banquet halls, and funeral homes. But the road to get there is likely to take a while. Our vaccination rates have been dropping since April.
We are very concerned that the future milestones, especially 65 and 70%, are just not achievable. As we see the way that vaccine rates have dropped off in recent weeks.
Back here live to put it all into some sort of context for you. As of tonight, the state of Michigan estimates that 4.4 million of us have at least one dose of vaccine. In order to hit that 70% mark where the masks cannot come off, we would need to have an additional 1.2 million people get vaccinated. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Puts it into perspective. Okay, Mara, thank you.
Tonight, the FDA has authorized the Pfizer vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds. First COVID vaccine to get that authorization for that age group. It comes after clinical trials showed the vaccine was 100% effective in preventing 12 to 15-year-olds from getting COVID. Wednesday, a CDC advisory committee will meet to decide if it's going to recommend the FDA's authorization. If it does, 12 to 15-year-olds could then get the Pfizer vaccine.
All right, some breaking news on Detroit's west side where a Corvette crashes into a bank.
Now a drunk driving investigation is underway. Tim Pamplin there with the Night Cam. Tim.
Detroit police administering a field sobriety test of this young lady along Grand River Outer Drive. And here is why. She got into a collision with this Corvette, sending it fishtailing down Grand River, finally coming to a rest, smashing into the front of this Comerica bank, taking out a fence, several windows, and the security door system inside. Again, it was a collision between two vehicles. She was the driver of the second vehicle. The driver of this vehicle is a 60-year-old man, I'm being told. Listed in serious condition. Now, the bank has been alerted. They've got crews on the way out here, but glass absolutely everywhere. Detroit police will have to stand guard until this mess is cleaned up. That's what's seen on the west side tonight with the Night Cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, Tim, we are now in the second week of May, but it certainly doesn't feel like it out there today.
Ben here now with both freeze warnings and frost advisories in effect overnight, Ben.
Yeah, no snow, but temperature's still feeling like it's going to be winter for the second night in a row. We may do it again. as we head into Wednesday morning. So here's what we're expecting tonight. The frost advisory is out for the metro zone and points south. And then once you get up into Genesee, Lapeer, St. Clair County, and up to the Thumb, that's where the freeze warnings take effect. Also Livingston County included in that freeze warning. Even though those locations will probably get to 32, it's only going to be for about an hour or so. We still do have a bit of a breeze, so there's a wind chill out there. But one of the reasons the temperatures are going so cold tonight is that the winds are going to go calm underneath these clear skies, and that's really going to allow those temperatures to plummet. So 36 officially. We've got upper 30s there on the east side for lows. South zone lows tonight will be just below, or I should say just above that freezing mark in Lapeer County. West of 23, best chance of seeing that 32 or below, but again, we're talking for an hour, maybe an hour and a half before those temperatures bounce pretty quickly tomorrow. And inland areas of the north zone also going to be right around freezing and below. And then your high temperatures moving up. We'll be close to average, but not until Friday. And we'll talk rain chances as well in just a few minutes. Guys?
All right, Ben. Search for an 84-year-old woman from St. Clair County is now on to 1 week.
Yeah, Nadine Moses last left her home in Casco Township in the middle of the night on May 4th. And so far, family, friends, and police have turned up nothing. It's a real mystery. And as we bring in Jason Colthorpe for an update here, Jason, it appears state police have upgraded this case to an endangered missing person advisory.
That's exactly right, Kim. And the information is being blasted out now. Drivers are seeing it on the information boards on the freeways, like the one behind me. The make of her car, it's a blue 2011 Ford Edge, and this follows another extensive search over the weekend by MSP that was 3 hours in the air, and it again turned up nothing.
Church going, very good lady.
Very loving, a gentle, very peaceful woman.
At 84 years old, Nadine Moses is still very independent.
Always got a smile on her face.
She's dealt with what her sons Todd and Barry call normal memory loss for someone of her age, but nothing that would explain what happened in the middle of the night last Tuesday.
The whole question is why she woke so early in the middle of the night and decided that she needed to be going somewhere, and that's the part that we just are not sure of at all. She took the time, her bed was made, everything was all neat and tidy. She took her morning pills before leaving, and so it didn't seem to be like a real hurry or rush.
By Tuesday night, a full-on search was underway, and before long, volunteers had gone as far north as Bad Axe and crisscrossed the map back south to her home in Casco Township. And there's been intense focus on Marine City, where police say her cell phone last pinged a tower around 9 a.m. that morning.
We don't know if she went out, got turned around, got lost, and just kept going farther out. It's just been kind of a mystery.
Now the hope is that someone out there has seen Nadine or her 2011 blue Ford Edge. There is hope and lots of prayers, neither of which, though, made Mother's Day any easier for the Moses family.
Tough. I mean, losing her dad last few years, was a lonely Mother's Day.
Yeah, you can sure imagine that. They lost their dad in 2018. They were married for more than 60 years. Investigators here think her cell phone probably died shortly after that last ping in Marine City around 9 a.m. There's been no activity in the bank account. She doesn't have a credit card, very little cash. At this point, they just don't know where else to search, which is why they're hoping someone recognizes her tonight. Kimberly?
Yeah, Jason, have they been able to track the car at all? I know you mentioned what kind it was. Any leads on that?
No luck with the GPS part of it, only because it's too old for that to track that technology. But the license plate is out there, and the license plate is a little unique. You'll see it on the information boards like the one behind me again. It's a handicap plate with the number C8932. Again, if anyone recognizes her, sees that car, call 911. Yeah. Back to you.
Hopefully somebody knows something. All right, Jason, thanks.
Chief James Craig making it official. He will retire as Detroit's police chief effective June 1st. Chief announcing his retirement this afternoon after 8 years on the job. Amid speculation, he's considering running for governor as a Republican.
I'm blessed and fortunate that in 44 years, I can honestly say I've never had a bad day. Now, I might have a day where I'm a little frustrated. I mean, I had some frustrating days last year occasionally, but at the end of the day, I enjoy getting up in the morning. I love the work passionate about the work, and I'm going to miss it.
Chief really didn't want to talk much about his plans for the future. We're going to let him sleep on it and then ask him again first thing in the morning about retirement and future plans and that possible run for office. That's tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. on Local 4 News Today. Now, while Chief Craig decides his next move, there is the more immediate matter of who is going to replace him.
Mayor Duggan says he will choose an interim chief from within the department, but that a search firm will be hired to find a field of candidates from around the country.
In the coming week, I'm going to be interviewing a number of the senior staff, both current and former, from the Detroit Police Department. I think the interim chief needs to be somebody very familiar whose job it is to keep this department going, because we still are dealing with a lot of violence, as is every big city in the country. This is not going to be a period of time where we tread water.
Well, under the city's charter, the mayor must appoint one of the candidates picked from the Board of Police Commissioners, who also must be confirmed by members of City Council.
Police find a woman's body in a Westland storage unit after a shooting. Police say they found the 31-year-old victim at a storage facility on Merriman near Van Born. Officers searched there after arresting a 32-year-old suspect in Monroe. Shooting happened yesterday at the Westlake Apartments near Belleville Road and I-94 in Van Buren Township.
Still ahead, a freak accident puts 2 people in the hospital.
What sent a chunk of pavement flying right into the windshield of this pickup truck?
And a tiger spotted on the front lawn of a home. The viral video that led to a massive search for a murder suspect.
But first, a citywide crime sweep in Warren leads to more than 3 dozen arrests. The results of a 5-day sting operation coming up next.